One tool that we produced within CIFOR-ICRAF in our unit is called the Land Restoration Monitoring Tool. And what it does, you give it as a user a location, and then for that location it will start predicting a vegetation signal that it would expect based on a non-intervention scenario. And then we compare that predicted signal with the actual signal that we see on the ground, and then we compare that. So if there's a big difference, if we see a higher vegetation signal at the satellites compared to what we would predict, we say there's a restoration effect, because we see more vegetation than we would normally expect based on precipitation information. This tool, what it does, if we plant trees on the ground, we would then, at the satellites, we would see spikes in the vegetation signal. So these spikes we can then measure and we can quantify that, and based on that we can see whether there's a greening effect happening as a result of a restoration intervention. And one issue when we do land restoration, so that can be tree planting or natural regeneration, is that we want to know, is there an impact? Like, do we see a different ecosystem response? So once we know the location of where land restoration is happening, we can then start using that location and feeding it back to satellites. And then we can actually see at the satellite, we can compute a vegetation signal, and we can see if the vegetation signal after the intervention, whether that's different compared to before the intervention. And one of the added benefits of using satellites as well is because satellites are global and we get new information every 2 weeks, we can do this on a large scale as well.